Hello, I'm ABX and welcome back to this video. Today let's talk about beds in Minecraft. Beds have gotten a lot of attention recently because they went from being a pretty simple block into being a fully fledged feature, which now you can bounce on. Now it has a full 3D model, and not only that, but it comes in 16 colors, so you can make a rainbow outfit. You know, a Minecraft feature has made it when you can make a rainbow outfit, and here we have some rainbow beds just to prove that beds is something you really should care about. And not only are they something that's exciting to look at sometimes when you arrange it like this, but they're also something which has a lot of weird interactions with other blocks. And I figured why not share some of those weird interactions with you in today's video, because they give some very unexpected and unintended consequences and kind of secret uses for the beds in Minecraft. So I'm going to be going through those in today's video. Hopefully you all do enjoy it. You can like the video if you do, because it helps out the channel a lot and lets know you do like seeing Minecraft beds, just like this one right here. But yeah, let's get straight into it, shall we? And let's start with the very first one. So a lot of these are from changes recently, but some of these are also, kind of old ones. And this one happened just before the latest changes, which made the bed bouncy. And you might not have come across it yet because most people aren't walking at beds all the time. This is something that just didn't used to be this case, and it's something you might not have adjusted to yet, but beds are now half slabs, or they work like half slabs, and that even if you don't have auto jump on, as you can see, I'm walking at this and nothing is happening, even if you don't have auto jump on, you can still walk onto the bed without having, just without being able to do anything, just like that. And this is because, beds previously wouldn't be able to do this, because they're very slightly taller than half a block. They're something like 9/16 of a block, if I'm not mistaken. They're 1 pixel above half block size, which meant you could never do it before, but now Minecraft has made an exception, and you can use beds as a half slab. This means that you can actually make a staircase using every other block as a bed, and although it's not practically something you want to do all the time, you could theoretically use it to make, like if you want to have half slabs made out of something like light blue or green that doesn't exist as a half slab right now, then you could theoretically do it like that. And although it's not the best solution, it is a solution, and it's one you might want to try if you want to have a colourful staircase. So yeah, bed staircase, colourful staircase, and again, it goes back to the rainbow thing. That's how you know it's a real Minecraft legit great feature. So let's move on to the second feature, which is actually to do with the 3D model of the bed. So again, if you're curious as to what I mean by that, basically the bed fully exists in 3D right now. So before what would happen is if we go below here, as you can see, so actually let's keep that in place for now. But if you went below it, you would be able to actually like below the bed, you wouldn't be able to see it like that. However, now because the bed is a fully 3D model, it means you can actually see below it. So this was technically always possible, but it meant it was just kind of like just a fully fledged thing like this. But now it looks more like a guard post. If you just have one of these in a giant wall, let's say of half slabs or something like that, this means that you can see below the bed and see people perfectly. Like I could see invaders if they were coming at me right now. However, people aren't going to be able to see you quite as well. They'll still see you, and that's fine, but they won't be able to see you nearly as well as you can see them. And the reason I mention this is, because one, I really love these little hidey holes in Minecraft, but two, this means that you can see them and they can see you, but you can actually attack them because you can like hop up and you can fire at them just like this as you see them. So if you fire like this, you can hold your bow, aim at them, and then jump and fire. However, they can't hit you. There is no way, it's not even humanly possible unless they hit you while you're jumping to hit you, because there is no way to fire under the bed. And let me just kind of prove that by firing a few arrows right here. You might think like, no, it's okay, just a little bit higher. There is no way to get an arrow underneath the bed because it is a fully 3D model block, which means that the wall of it is just like an invisible wall right there. So yeah, you can see through it, but it is like it's like an invisible shield, and it's a great way to deter invaders, I guess. So it's something you should do in Minecraft. So with that said, let's move on to the third secret use for it. So by the way, just in case you don't know, they also added a new message in this update that says you're too far away from the bed, just something you might not have seen before. But the third thing is actually to do with actually using the bed's 3D model, because you can use it in a ceiling if you really want to. So again, this is kind of like a silly one, but if you do have a ceiling that's made out of wood, as a lot of people do, if you have some beds in there, you can kind of add some texture to your ceiling, because again, most of it goes in, but some of it's the same level and some of it goes in, which means you just have this more interesting ceiling, and you could use beds as the entirety of your ceiling to get this very slightly different colored wood. It's not quite oak, it's it's like a little bit off oak, and it's something you might like to use, especially because when it's nighttime, you can use it as like a secret entrance to another room. So when it's nighttime, all you have to do is look at your ceiling, jump at it, and then when you go to sleep and wake up, oh, now I'm above my house, I'm in my ceiling, I'm in my secret room, and you can use beds like that. So either for secret rooms or just as I probably could have just like slept all day, but you can either use them as a secret room or you can use it as just a textured ceiling. But the bed's 3D model means that it now really exists as a block from below, which is something you might like. So the fourth secret change secret use for the bed is to this is the one that fascinated me and made me start this whole video, is the fact that beds are still bouncy even if you place carpet above them. So placing carpet above beds is something you might not really ever think about doing. I just had done it before because I like goofing around with carpet, seeing what you can put them on, and basically I had some carpet here and I accidentally like flew my elytra into here, and I realized, wait a minute, it's still bouncy. The bounciness of the bed, which is it's something you might not know about right now, but the beds are very slightly bouncy. They take a little bit of your velocity and they turn it into bouncing. So like if we're really high in the sky, you take less fall damage. It's a great thing, but now, as you can see right here, there is actually like a little bit bounciness even through the carpet, and it's the same amount of bounciness. Like, just to prove it, like, here's me bouncing here, exactly the same as me bouncing here, but it is something that can surprise people if that's what you want to do, because although this works with slime blocks too, I didn't think it did before, but as you can see, slime blocks still bouncing the same way. This is very obviously bouncy, where if someone falls on this, it's just a little bit like unsettlingly bouncy. So yeah, beds are still bouncy through carpet. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, the slime block, you can argue like, oh yeah, the carpet's going down too, but this carpet's like floating above it. You know, like the carpet is just bouncy carpet when you put it there, and that's something you might like the idea of. Speaking of beds maintaining the properties of the blocks below it, here I have some light blue beds on some ice. Here you can confirm there is in fact ice going over there, and the reason I mention this is because having beds above ice, because they're not a full block tool, means it'll actually be slidey like you're on ice. So if you want to have a faster way to go forwards, but you want it to be kind of nicely decorated, then what you can do is you can you know, jump around on ice. Or if you want to slow people down, or you want items to go faster, because they will do that, you can have beds like this. And I don't know, there's something amazing about this. If people don't know the beds are on ice, you can just like confuse the heck out of people. And that might be something that you're into. So with that said, let's move on to the final secret use for beds. And again, this is one which a surprising number of people didn't know about before, so I figured why not share it, because you know, they fixed a bug to do with this with TNT explodes on console, and I figured, you know, given that, you know, a lot of people were surprised at it then, let's tell you a surprising, you know, second fact about it, because basically using beds in the Nether will explode the bed. So let's try and let's try and fly over there right now if we can. Okay, I'm terrible at this, but yeah, if we could fly somewhere, so let's I'm trapped in a hole with no blocks to get out, so let's just make a little staircase out of here. My bad, technical difficulties. So yeah, if we jump on like a little thing right here, and then we just fly. There we go. And let's go to the end, because the thing is although sleeping in the Nether doesn't work, and this is a fairly well-known fact, sleeping in the end has the exact same effect. And this means that if you want to mine through the end, which isn't quite as common, let's be honest, but if you want to mine through an end portal, or you want to destroy shulkers, or you want to do anything like that, or you can even attack the Ender Dragon, you can do so by using beds. And let me just show you, I mean, it's going to be disastrous, but I have a total fun dying. Here you can see, that's what happens. It's a pretty bad thing. And, you know, like, in survival, you're not going to want to do it. But in creative, maybe it's your best way to destroy the end, because it's easier to prime than TNT, and that might be your favorite thing. So yeah, let's try if we get... No, okay, we're just dead. So hopefully you did enjoy this video, showing you 6 different secret uses for the bed. If you did like it, you can like the video and let me know. See, there's danger when you use beds in the end. You can like the video and let me know, because it helps out the channel a lot, and lets us know you do like this sort of video. Share it if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel. And if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. One more thing before we go, actually, because if you really love beds and you watch this video and you're like, I want to dedicate my life to beds, a build I would recommend actually is making a giant bed. I had a lot of fun making this. It's really quite simple. You just need like oak planks and some concrete, or you could even use wool. But I had fun making it, and I figured I should recommend that maybe you do the same. So anyway, yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. And I guess I'll see you next time. Oh, Belmy, it's good for you. 9 out of 10 doctors recommend bedding IVX to a cat. Okay, goodbye.